What's going on, everybody? It's your boys over Notice off DFS here to bring you that WNBA slate breakdown for the two-game WNBA slate today. If you guys are new here, you guys haven't done so already. I don't know why you haven't. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content I'm putting out over here on the channel. Drop a like on this video if this video or any of my other videos help you guys win some money. With that being said, let's do it. Let's go ahead. Let's get this breakdown started. Yesterday, pretty much took a break. It was a one-game slate. Wasn't really messing with anything for DFS while I tried. And look, I didn't see anything that I personally liked, and I'm glad that I didn't. It was a blowout, of course. When you're going up against New York Liberty, that is to be expected. A young fever team, of course. I know they're hyping him up because Caitlin Clark is a generational talent. I'm not ready to call her a bust. Of course, she's going to adjust to the league. She's going to figure it out. It's going to take some time, though. Like this is one of the things that I harped on big before she even came into the league. That's something that I was looking at, period, was how is she going to actually adjust to the physicality of the WNBA? Because that's real. Watch her play in college. They weren't allowed to pretty much touch that girl. They weren't. Like she was that big in college, and now coming here, we're seeing the exact same thing where she's bigger than life, but she's not getting the benefit of a whistle and things like that, like what she was in college. So definitely just see how she's going to be able to adjust. Hopefully, the Fever can figure out something to get her shaken loose to actually be able to do something. But we got to see her playmaking last night on more display. Less turnovers last night, of course, than what she had in the first game. And to be truth be told, these first couple of games for the Fever, I think it's going to shed a negative light onto them simply because they're kind of going through a gauntlet right now with the matchups. Your first two games of the season, you went up against, well, correction, your first four games of the season is going up against the same two teams, which, yeah, maybe you can show some room of growth, but they're two of the top three teams in the league. You're going up against the Connecticut Sun and New York Liberty in your first four games. It's going to be tough. They will adjust it. They hopefully will get better. Hopefully, we'll actually be able to see some better play when it comes down to maybe when they play the Storm. Maybe they can do a little something, some work in there because we do see the Storm. They're still trying to gel out there. Going against Spark, that's a young team that definitely should be a much closer game when they actually have that. And then eventually they will play the Aces. That should be another blowout of a game because honestly, no one on that Fever team will be able to hold a candle to what the Aces can actually bring to the table. So definitely a lot of work to be done, but of course they are a young team. Hopefully they figure it out and they can actually get something going over there for them. But all right, focusing in on today's games. Luckily, we've seen each one of these teams already play in the season opener. Washington taking on Connecticut. Washington, of course, again, if you guys are new here, we do not have Elaine Deladon. She will not be playing the season. She's going to be sitting out. She wanted to trade, didn't get traded. So she's just stuck until she can actually figure out something. Shakira Austin, she's back. She's out there. She's playing. She looks pretty good. She's on a minutes limit. That is the biggest thing with Austin. But she crushed in her time frame when she was out there. And that was mostly due to the fact that she had, 5 blocks in that first game. Going up against Connecticut Sun, biggest thing over here, Mariah Jefferson. She was game time decision last game, but she still played. But she only played about 4-ish minutes. Definitely something to monitor. And then O&O, she is currently sick, dealing with illness, but she might play. Even though she did play, they do have a couple other bigs to be able to back up Brianna Jones. She's just a backup big anyway, so I'm not too worried about what we're seeing on injury report for Connecticut. Over for Seattle, no news to report over there for them. And then for the Minnesota Lynx, Dorka, she's still not with the team. She's doing her obligations overseas, so that's pretty much it. Heading over to DraftKings, the site that I play the most on the site. If you guys don't got an account and you want one, check the link down in the description below so you guys get that deposit match bonus and join your boy over here on the King. So looking at it, the prize pool went down a little bit for today's slate. We only have 5K up top, but hopefully tomorrow we can actually see that prize pool go up again, is what I'm actually hoping, in regards to us maybe getting more of the 10K type prize pools and things and whatnot. But we will continue to see that. But Saturday, it's a bigger slate depending on how they actually decide to do it, because we do have some games starting early in the day. We got the 1 p.m. game with the Fever taking on Liberty, and then 3 p.m., 8 and 10. So no telling. DraftKings might split it up. They might just put them all together. But hopefully we get a decent prize pool for Saturday's slate. Not needless to say, still, DraftKings way better than the prize pools that you will get over there on FanDuel. That is why I play mostly over here on the King. So starting out, looking over here on the Washington side, we already know for this team pretty much Sykes, Atkins, Austin, the other Samuelson, Carly Samuelson, actually looked pretty decent out there with the Washington Mystics. She didn't look bad. I will say she actually had more shots up in her first game than what her sister had in hers. But Samuelson, Dolson, that's what we're going to see coming out here, rounding out the starting lineup for the Washington Mystics. It's not bad, but as we've seen in that first game, a lot of the usage is going to be in Sykes and Atkins' hands. Both of them kind of priced accordingly. Of course, I wouldn't mind coming down here to Atkins. We do know she has block and steal upside. As you see, 3 steals, 1 block, and she was getting it going from 3. She went 4 of 7. So that hot shooting she had from preseason definitely carried over. If you're deciding between the two, definitely Atkins would be more your cash safe play. Sykes, she would be more your GPP. She is playmaking. She has the ball in her hand. She has all the responsibility. The biggest thing is that if Sykes ever comes out here and she dominates from 3, is dominating in the scoring department, she will break a slate, especially what she does in regards to the peripherals that she gathers and the block still upside. That's why I will always harp on Sykes as being a really big, great GPP play that you cannot go wrong with going ahead and playing that on a slate. So really do like her for GPPs, but Atkins will be the more safer of the two. Shakira Austin, like I said, she is on a minutes limit. She played 20 minutes. I'd imagine that would have to come up maybe to like 23, 24 minutes in this game. I'm not going to expect her to get me another 5 blocks and a steal here. As you see, she crushed in that time frame that she did playing at 6'6". That's what she did get the 1100 boost. But again, minutes limit. I don't mind going to her here to fill out the line, but I think most of the bigs I probably will come from the later game. And honestly, when I have Dolson sitting here at 5'1", it's too cheap. She went out there, she played 27 minutes, pretty good minutes, was stroking it from 3, 2 of 6, but she still brings it on the rebound. She can play make a little bit, get you at least 1 or 2 assists a game, but she can rebound out there, and definitely the scoring will be there for her. So I don't mind going to Dolson instead. I know one of these two, between Austin and Dolson, they should go out here and be able to have a decent game going up against AT and Bree Jones down there. One of the two will do pretty decent. Either or, they are decent value bigs that we can get when we have the NECAs and the Ezzy Magbagor, the AT and stuff on the slate. So definitely something to consider. Everyone else over here on this team, I'm not gonna mess with Misha Hines Allen. It's too expensive for me. Carly, I don't mind her at 6'6". That's definitely just like a punt option for if I come down and I land right there, no one else can fit into my build. I will go ahead and take that just because I know she's going to start. She's going to play the minutes. She's going to be out there for over 25, close to 27, 28 minutes. I don't see a reason not to go ahead and take that. DD, SWK, Van Lowe. None of these guys really stick out to me. Maybe you could take a chance on Van Lowe as a GPP option, your buy low option. She did go out there. She played some decent minutes. Was out there for 13 minutes, pretty much a fantasy point per minute when she was out there on the court. 11.75 fantasy points. That's not bad. Boost up from that 3K price tag. So something you can consider right there if you want to mess with that. Going over to the Connecticut side, we literally know what this team is. It's AT, it's Bonner, and then, of course, everyone else coming along. I will say Carrington, Harris, both of them being the starting guards, look very well. As we know, the Connecticut Sun, they play inside out kind of in regards to it. AT, she's a point forward. She commands the usage, the ball's in her hand. She gets the rebound. She's going to push the break. She's going to find her open shooters, things like that. Maybe she might play the double big game with Bree Jones out there, things of that nature. But a lot of the ball handling is in her hands. The job of the guards out here literally is for them to hit their shots. Carrington, Harris, both of them very good, respectable three-point shooters, and can definitely cut. Carrington can cut, plays some very good hard-nosed defense, and I don't mind coming out here and playing either one of these guys at the 6'7", 5'7" price tag. Both of them, they look pretty decent. I'll say, to me, Carrington has the higher ceiling than Harris, because if the shot's not falling, I don't feel like she's giving us too much outside of that. 4, 6, 3, I love that. That's really great. Hopefully she can actually consistently hit that. She was a very good three-point shooter last season. That definitely did carry over. Carrington, I think she could definitely play more minutes if she didn't catch the leg cramps that she had. She did go to the locker room and sat on the bench for a little minute. 26.75 fantasy points in 31 minutes. That's not bad. I do believe she can definitely hit closer to 30 minutes just for the fact of she's going to be out there playing a lot of minutes. She's going to be relied on for her scoring, and then just what she can actually bring on the defensive side as well. I do love the upside for her here. Outside of that, I really don't have to speak on AT. Triple-double upside, definitely a menace out there. She can crash the glass. She's definitely going to get the rebounds. As long as Bree Jones is on the minutes limit, we know that more rebounds can be in the facility for AT. And if she's anywhere resembling close to a triple-double by the third quarter, halfway through third quarter, anything, she's going to go ahead and go try to get the triple-double. Like, that is literally AT. Every single time they will let her know, hey, you got 6 boards right now. There's another 14 minutes left in this game. Go get those last 4 boards. Triple-double. Easy day. She will do that. They will let her know. And we've seen it literally in the last game. They will let her know. Outside of that, I have a little bit of interest as a sneaky GPP play for Brianna Jones. I don't feel like people are going to click her for the minutes limit, but as you can see, she is still a very good fantasy point per minute producer when she's out there on the court. At drop down to 8K. We just saw Jonko Jones light up the Washington Mystics. Now, I know Bree, she's not going to go out there and stroke it from three. No, I'm not expecting to do that. But as a buy low option at 8K, if you tell me maybe she can play 24 to 25 minutes, possibly can give me more than a fantasy point per minute while she's out there, I do have some interest there for her. And I definitely do think that could be a steal in regards to actually just going ahead and playing her. Coming over here for the Seattle Storm taking on Minnesota Lynx. We literally just seen this game. This is one of those home type games that they'll be playing here. Just make sure, yeah, this is one of those home games that they're playing. So exact same game we just saw it. Now, I'll say what we saw in the first game probably won't happen in the second game. We saw Nneka have a pretty good game, Ezzy have a good game. This might flip over to where the guards actually have a better game. Skylar Diggins-Smith, Jewel Lloyd, both of them can probably pop off and go off here in this spot. I'll say SDS still sitting at 7K. She got a little bit of a price boost, of course, was sitting at 4.7 in the first game. I still think she's too low. Her shot just was not falling. She took 13 shots, hit only 4, took 1 3, nothing. But the playmaking, the defense is still there. 10 points, that's way too low for Skylar Diggins-Smith. The price tag still at 7K. I expect her to be a mid 8 to 9K player in the next coming week. So I still will definitely buy the Skylar Diggins-Smith stock at the 7K price tag. I do like her for the upside that she actually does bring. And it's just honestly not a bad price tag for a guard that's going to go out there and play hella minutes. Now, outside of that, I'll say definitely Jewel Lloyd sitting here at 10.7. Didn't have the greatest game out there, took 19 shots, only hit 3. How many times did we see last season Jewel Lloyd didn't have the greatest game shooting wise, came back next game and she was lights out on fire and just was stroking it from deep? I definitely don't mind going to Jewel Lloyd here, 10.7, definitely a GP option, especially when you have some of the other fours that we could pay up for a fee. I already said it, Nneka, AT, things like that. Jewel Lloyd is the way that we get different, where we pay up for the guards instead of paying up for the forwards. We find our value for it, Stephanie Dolson, Shakira Austin, things like that, instead and pay up for the Jewel Lloyd. That's how we get different here on today's slate. Definitely do love her for GPPs. Might have her in my 2 to 3 lineups that I do play as my contrarian play, to where I really do feel like I can buy low. Now, outside of that, Ezzy, Nneka, both of them played very well inside that first game. I don't mind either or here, especially Alana Smith. I know we can get her into foul trouble. We already seen Fee can definitely get into foul trouble, but I'm not going to guarantee fouls. Still do believe both of them can actually go out here and have a decent game. Honestly, flip the coin. I do believe both of them. You'll get more value taking Ezzy right now. Both of them have block and steal upside. Both of them can play stretch the floor ish. Definitely can play down low, either or. I don't mind that. Now, outside of that, the other play that I will have interest in is going to be Horston. I think she will eventually be able to overtake Vivian's starting spot. Vivian, she started, she went out there, she played 22 minutes, literally played like shit, really didn't do anything, didn't hit anything out there. Horston, first person off the bench, came out there, balled out, 23 minutes, 27.75 fantasy points, was everywhere out there for them. Love the upside. Love going right back to Horston right here at 6'8". That's another person that we can come down here and get to. If you think that Horston outscores Skylar Diggins-Smith, go ahead. Come down to 200 less for Horston. Not a problem. Don't hate it at all. Sammy Whitcomb at 7'1", when she came out there and she looked like shit. Played 12 minutes, didn't do anything. As you can see, 3 fantasy points, 1 block, 1 assist. Didn't take any shots, just looked uncomfortable. I'm not going to mess with Sammy. I know Sammy can definitely bring it to the table, but Horston, her size, I actually do like that better, especially with the matchup that going up against the Minnesota Lynx. Definitely feel like she should continue to see those minutes that she saw in that last game. Coming over Minnesota Lynx on this side, Fee, I'll tell you right now, I'm going right back to Fee. Foul trouble. She literally got into foul trouble, but still dropped 42 fantasy points. If it wasn't for the fact that she lost those minutes that she had in the first quarter, she would have went out there and just completely dominated the game. So I don't mind going right back to Fee here at that 11K price tag. Definitely, I'm not going to worry about it. Alana Smith, she probably can go out here and have another big game like what she did last time, but I'm not going to guarantee it. I'm not going to focus on that. She had 4 blocks and steal in that game, 22 points, new career high right there, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Yeah, we can go back over here to Alana Smith if you want to come down, pay down instead of paying the extra 2K for Fee, but Fee, this is her team. I'll go right back to that. Outside of that, Courtney Williams did exactly what I was expecting her to come out here and do, and she looked amazing out there. 14.7 assists, 5 rebounds, 5. Williams in a nutshell. Literally going to stuff the stat sheet, and I love that. I love that. And I'll go right back to Courtney Williams here at that 9.4 price tag. If I'm not going to pay it for my Jewel Lloyd in my lineups, which whenever I break down my stuff, I look at it, I say, okay, who are the guards that I'm going to in my player pool, and rotating through how I'm going to rotate and fluctuate my guards. Maybe I'm probably going to have like Courtney Williams and a Skylar Diggins-Smith stack, or a Courtney Williams and an Atkins stack, or Courtney Williams and Dejanay Carrington. It depends on that exactly who's going to make it into my guard pool and deciding how to rotate them through. But maybe it might be Courtney Williams, and I'm giving you guys an example. Courtney Williams, Dejanay Carrington, or maybe Jewel Lloyd, Dejanay Carrington, and then I come down here into the forward position, and maybe I go with Nalissa not Alyssa Smith, Jesus Christ, or go with Alana Smith instead, something like that, or Diamond Miller, who definitely just disappointed in that last game. But there's just so many different options that we can mess with and go to. But anyway, back to the main part of the breakdown. I'll say right now for me, Fee, top play over here for Minnesota Lynx. Courtney Williams, love her here in the spot once again, 9-4. Don't hate the price tag. Definitely think maybe we're looking at more like about a 32, 35-ish if we get some more production from her. Don't mind going right back to that. Diamond Miller will be your GPP option. Go ahead and get her. She didn't look good out there in that first game. Definitely got pulled. Only played 13 minutes. It's kind of like, but again, new pieces to the team. Definitely feel like she can get going. We saw this a lot with her last year. Hopefully, they don't continue to pull her early like they did last year, and we can still continue to see Burner run. Outside of that, we saw Heidemann and Carlton. They both got some pretty decent minutes. Of course, that was due to the fact of Diamond Miller just not being able to get her burn and run out there. So definitely something that we can mess with and go to if we want to mess with anything. But all right, guys, that's going to be a breakdown for me. Hopefully, you guys were able to get a little something. Definitely check out links down in the description below. Patreon, if you want to see my player pool, Deion's player pool, props, plays, all that stuff. My boy Jay has already posted some betting slips and things like that for everybody to go ahead and check out. You definitely don't want to miss any of that content right there. But other than that, make sure you guys drop a like on the video. Hopefully, you guys do cash out today. And I will talk to you guys in the comment section and in this.